Let there be war in the comments.
Just kidding. Be nice to each other, please. But I do want to hear which of these games you're planning on getting. Are you planning on getting one or the other or both or neither? Let me know why down below in the comments. But ever since like Battlefield 4 came out, every single Battlefield game that's released, there's always been this question of whether the current Battlefield game will be the one that will finally kill COD. And in the end, it's really never been a close battle. COD has always outsold Battlefield. Even the worst Call of Duty in the public eye, although not the worst in my eye, Infinite Warfare, that outsold Battlefield 1 at the time. And Battlefield 1 had some major hype going into it, even though it didn't perform that well over time. So with that said, I feel that if there's ever going to be a year where Battlefield outsells a COD game and quote-unquote kills it, it's going to be this year, 2021. And if it does happen, it's going to be all Activision's fault because they created Warzone. Warzone is the key difference going into the release of the Call of Duty and Battlefield games this year. Why? Before Warzone was part of the Call of Duty lineup, Battlefield and COD honestly weren't that similar. They were often compared and deemed to be similar because they are both AAA first-person shooters. But at the core, they're two fundamentally different games. And I think 2013 Kyler said it perfectly fine, so I'm going to play a clip from a video of mine from 8 years ago. I've always said that you cannot compare the two games together because they aren't the same type of games. Like, yes, they're both war games and stuff, but they both totally play different. Call of Duty is more of like an arcade shooter, run around. It's not really a team-oriented game. I mean, they try to push more team play, but really, it isn't. Battlefield, a lot more tactical, a lot more team-oriented. It's more fun to play with friends and a lot easier and better. Man, has time flown by. But that argument still holds true. Fast forward to today, Warzone is a team-based tactical shooter, at least compared to other Call of Duty games. It's not your standard run-and-gun arcade shooter like COD multiplayer games. And that is pretty much what Battlefield is. And if you don't agree with me on that, look at the Battlefield community over the last year. So many Battlefield players have migrated over to Warzone while Battlefield had their year off. Look at the content creator space. You have huge creators like Jack Frags frequently playing Warzone. You see this reflected in a lot in the Warzone community because a lot of people are saying they're going to be switching to Battlefield 2042 so it looks like a complete game. It looks better than COD. I'm sure you've seen something like that said somewhere on the internet. Now, since Activision has created a desire for, larger team-based gameplay like Warzone, if they don't meet expectations with Vanguard multiplayer or Warzone when the Vanguard integration hits later this year, there's a good chance a lot of the players will make the switch to Battlefield and quit Warzone for good. And when they do it, it won't be like the past where a COD player will try out Battlefield and not like it because it's such a different game fundamentally. This time around, Battlefield will feel familiar and there's a good chance a COD player will like it, at least a Warzone player. So it'll be interesting to see. It's also worth mentioning this can work vice versa. There's been some controversial decisions made with Battlefield 2042 and it had a pretty buggy beta. A lot of Battlefield veterans hate this game and hate the direction they're going with it. There's a chance they may not like Battlefield 2042 when it launches in full and maybe they'll stick with COD or switch over to Warzone or to switch off to another game, which means less players for Battlefield and, potentially more players for Call of Duty. So I'd imagine that's not much of a concern for EA and DICE at this point. They're the underdogs when it comes to COD versus Battlefield. COD has always been the more popular game. EA wants to get as many new players in as possible and get that good word of mouth going so they can grow their game. Call of Duty can just do whatever they want because they're in a pretty comfy position right now. And honestly, I kind of hope that Battlefield makes some impact in the FPS genre this fall, just so that Activision and Call of Duty get a little fire set under them so they can make some good improvements in all of their games. But it'll be interesting to see how the initial sales battles go this fall and how player retention will go over time. If you have any predictions on this year's iteration of a Battlefield versus Call of Duty, I'm curious to hear what everyone thinks going into the launch of these games, and maybe we'll revisit this topic a few months into 2022. Please tap the like button if you guys enjoyed this video or were entertained. Consider subscribing to the channel. As always, if you'd like to help support the channel directly, there are some links down below in the description that you can check out. Peace.